Welcome back, dear viewers, and we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Engineer Hassan Shaaban, economic expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Sir, how would you describe the food insecurity crisis in the world and in Africa specifically?
Well, you see, the world is witnessing a lot of changes today, actually. Economical, political, environmental, all of this is happening at the same time. And Africa is witnessing a lot of changes, actually, because countries like the Francophone countries that used to just, surrender to what was left of the French occupation is now mutiny. I mean, they're refusing all types of occupation, economical occupation, political, currency, everything. We're witnessing a lot of changes, and I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised to see the countries in West Africa that will probably claim and demand a new form of unity, like the United African countries. All of the Francophone countries are witnessing a lot of changes in Africa, and I think the era we are witnessing in the world today will not allow people to just surrender to what others used to do, like the remains of the occupation, the wealth of these countries will not be used as it used to be. I mean, the people are asking for their wealth to be utilized to develop their own country. We're witnessing a lot of things, the wars, the war between Ukraine and Russia. Everything is just reflecting, and within a few years we're going to see a completely different world. Hopefully, Africa will look different after that.
Right. Well, Engineer Shaaban, in your opinion, how far has the Ukrainian war, as you've just mentioned, affected Africa in various domains, not only with regards to food insecurity?
Well, actually, politically, the Russian influence and the also the Chinese interest in Africa is definitely happening at the same time with the Ukrainian-Russian war. So actually, politically, things are changing. I mean, we're witnessing a new ally between probably the African countries and Russia, the economical organizations that been formed, and everything. We're witnessing a lot of changes, and I think Africa will come out to winning out of all of these changes, actually.
Right. Well, sir, how would you weigh the importance of reaching a mechanism to allow the flow of grain to Africa?
Well, Egypt is trying to play a significant role in this. We have a lot of silos. We could be a logistic, location to store grains. Hopefully, in the near future, we will see the Cape Town, Alexandria Highway. Hopefully, there will be a new idea of connecting the Red Sea from the Egyptian side to Dakar on the Atlantic Ocean, going through all the Grand Sahara countries that do not have ports. We will actually see a lot of changes, and Egypt could play a significant role in all of these changes, actually.
Yes. Sir, how does the current challenges draw the need for more African cooperation?
Well, you see, some of the African countries is advanced to certain fields, and other countries are still, fighting for to develop. But they have raw materials, so I think definitely cooperation between, I would call it semi-developed and developed countries could work out. A country like South Africa could play a major, significant role in this. Egypt could play a significant role in agriculture in Africa. We could see, our youth go to Africa with agreements between our government and African governments to establish agro farms, gigantic agro farms to grow strategic crops in Africa, especially with the very fertile soil in Africa and the ample water. You have a lot of water in West Africa and the south of the equator. You have a lot of rainfall. And I think if we have a new strategy to utilize all of this and use means of transportation to transfer all the products of these farms to the shores of Egypt, whether Red Sea or Mediterranean, that would be great.
Right. Engineer Shaaban, in your opinion, how can Africa be prepared for a global crisis, especially with regards to food insecurity?
Come back with this. I didn't hear you well. Come back with this.
How can Africa be prepared for a crisis, especially with regards to food insecurity?
You see, Africa has a lot of fertile areas, and they have the water, and they have the good climate. I think we just require good management, that's all. Coordination between the different countries, that's all. It's a matter of management, that's it.
Mm-hmm. How would you list the effects of climate change on food insecurity or food security in Africa?
Well, so far, the climate changes is affecting the natural life in Africa. But on the other hand, a lot of areas in Africa is witnessing an increase in the rate of rainfall. Other areas are suffering from droughts. And I think with projects like the dams that are being constructed on the Congo River, the Great Inga Dam, or other types of dams and reservoirs will be constructed. It will help develop agro activities in Africa.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you so much, Engineer Hassan Shaaban. Many thanks for your insights, sir. And dear viewers, now we move on to our next report.